You're listening to Answering the Call, the official podcast of the 12th Man Foundation. Our show provides listeners with an insider perspective of Texas A&M athletics and its greatest supporters. This podcast will bring you exclusive interviews with coaches, athletes, donors, and the dedicated staff of Aggie Athletics and the 12th Man Foundation. You ready? Let's dive into today's episode. Howdy and welcome back to Answering the Call. I'm your host, Ivy Robinson, and today I'm sitting in studio with Texas A&M Soccer defender Carolyn Calzada, or CC as her teammates call her. Carolyn, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
Carolyn, I thought to kick off this episode, I'd let you tell our listeners where you're from and what high school you graduated from.
I am from Buford, Georgia, and I graduated from Buford High School.
So, Buford, Georgia, that's a long way from College Station, Texas.
Yeah.
How was the transition?
I mean, honestly, the support of the team and just my friendships and then my family coming out here so often, I mean, the transition has been really easy. Honestly, the hardest part would probably be academics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about Buford, Georgia? Georgia in general, I've never been. I've always wanted to go. But
Yeah. Well, we live on the lake, which is so fun. So I love the lake toys, jet skis, just tubing, any of that sort of fun stuff. We have a lot more trees there and like mountains. So we're pretty close to the mountains. I love hiking, doing outdoorsy things. So yeah, I guess that's my favorite part.
If you had any recommendations on where someone should go if they're ever going to Georgia for their very first time, what would you recommend?
So if they're younger, then I would say Lake Lanier Water Park. It's so fun. The slides, being out on the lake. You can rent jet skis, do any of that stuff. And then there's a lot of waterfalls in North Georgia that you can hike to. So any of those I love. And then Stone Mountain is a blast. Hiking that and then watching the drone or laser light show. I grew up always doing that. You can camp down there, grill out, which is always a blast.
That sounds so fun.
It's awesome. I love it.
Cool. So good hiking and lake activities in Georgia. Carolyn, when did you first start playing soccer? Did anyone specific encourage you or inspire you to pursue the sport?
I mean, I was always playing sports ever since I could walk. So soccer, I think, was my first sport that I picked up. And then my dad and one of the little girls on my team's dad were our coaches when we did rec, which was always a blast.
You said your dad was a coach?
Yeah, he coached our little rec U4 team. Yeah, and he coached my brothers as well. So that was really fun.
Did you love having your dad as a coach?
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of it because I was so young, but I know I had fun. So... And the little orange slices and fruit snacks at halftime were always a blast.
That was your favorite part of the game?
Oh, yeah.
So tell me more about your family. Obviously, you said your dad coached you, so he had a role in encouraging you to pursue sports. But did anyone else play college or professional sports?
Yeah, so my dad swam at Tulane. And my mom was also a big athlete in high school. She ran track and played soccer. And at the time, the University of Miami did not have a soccer team, and that was her dream. She wanted to go study marine biology there. So she did not go to college for sports, but she was a big athlete. She's run marathons since then. She's training for a marathon again. So they're two really big athletes who I think just always, as kids, had us active, whether it was just playing with the neighbors or something like that. And then my brother, he played football here and he's still playing football, but he grew up playing sports too. So I think we just kind of bounced off each other and we were always really active kids, just playing in the circle and the fields near us, football, soccer, frisbee, lacrosse, any sport you name it, we were playing it.
Man, y'all did it all.
Yeah, we really
basically
did. We were really active. I don't know if I could name all the sports we played on both my hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
So brother Zach Calzada,
Yes.
former quarterback here at Texas A&M. Many of our listeners will know Zach. What's the age difference? Is it
Almost 3 years?
okay?
Yeah.
3 years, yeah.
2.5, 3.
And is it just you two?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
That's cool. How would you describe your relationship?
Oh, I mean, I would say he's my best friend. We call all the time. I mean, we're each other's, I'd say, biggest support system. We know we always have each other at the end of the day. If we have an argument, I know I can call him that night and say, hey, this happened, and he's showing up ready to just defend me or have my back in any sort of way. So I think having each other as a support system has been huge, especially since both of us have come to college and faced adversity in college, injuries. And yeah, I would just say he's my best friend, biggest support on and off the field.
That's great.
Yeah.
A great support system. Having a great supportive big brother, I'm sure that's been
Yeah.
nice throughout the years.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, that's great. There's some, I have to mention this. So there is a video that is like my all-time favorite video.
I think I know what video you're about to talk about.
Yes. And I was talking to our friends at 12 Man Productions about this video earlier. But Alabama win October 9th, 2021. Who could forget that
the gritty
date?
in the locker room.
The gritty in the locker room with the core hat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally, people still, like, I thought about that video the other day, and I was like, I'm going to go pull that up and look at it because I haven't seen it in a while. I need my, like, daily dose of that video.
No, my favorite edit of that video is when College Game Day was talking, and he was like, it's going to be a massacre. And then they edit, and it's like, the grittying and all of them in the locker room. I love it. It's so cute.
It's just too good. And people comment on that post still to this day. They're like, someone pin this post, please. Because, like, and people are so, I'm watching this every day. Like, still, go read the comments, people, because it's true that, I mean, shout out to 12 Man Productions and whoever created that video.
Yeah,
because
no kidding.
Such a good one. Classic, iconic moment for Texas A&M football. All right, so in high school, were you involved in any extracurricular activities outside of athletics?
Yeah, in high school, I was mostly focused on sports just because I'd moved to a new high school my freshman year, ran cross country sophomore year because we couldn't play high school soccer at the time due to club. COVID hit, and then from there on out, I was committed here. I knew I wanted to come a semester early. I wasn't even going to my high school full time. I was going to the community college near us to get my credits to graduate early. So I wasn't super duper involved, but I think it was more just because I was focused on getting here and more focused on my academics and being able to graduate early.
So playing soccer in college, was that always a goal for you? Like, did you always see yourself pursuing sports on a collegiate level?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Outside of soccer, what do you enjoy doing in your free time?
So I have a dog. Her name is Bear. I love her.
What kind of dog?
She's a golden doodle. She's huge. She's like 70 pounds. And one of my roommates, she has an Aussie doodle named Moody. And they're the best of friends. We got them a week or two apart. So they're basically sisters. They've always lived together. So honestly, anything with her, taking her on a walk, play dates, cuddling, watching a movie with her, or my roommates sitting and talking in the living room for hours. That's probably like the highlight of most of my days, is just spending time with them and my friends. And in the summer, I love going to the pool, tanning, the beach, love the beach. I love going to church with my friends. That's my favorite part about Sundays, going to church and then brunch. Yeah.
I love a good Sunday brunch.
Right? Like, it's awesome.
It just can't beat it.
Makes the whole week.
It does. What's your favorite brunch place here in College Station?
Oh, we feel like a lot of the times we go to First Watch after, or Mess.
Oh, Mess waffle. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffle.
Yes.
Yes, so good.
So good. So good. All right. Going back to Texas A&M, and you said you always knew you wanted to play soccer in college. So what were the key factors that influenced your decision to attend Texas A&M specifically?
I think it was a compilation of so many positive factors and so little negative factors compared to any other school I had been to. I mean, the coaches have been around for forever. They're so reliable. They're amazing. They have an amazing track record. The girls, I mean, from girls who had played here to guppies who had just come in, everybody talked about this team chemistry that they had never experienced in club. There's no drama. Everyone's best friends. And I can attest to that. It's amazing. And then the culture behind the school, I love it. It's amazing. It makes it feel like home. It was such an easy transition because of just how tight-knit and close and fun they make everything. And then the academics, obviously amazing. I wanted to come out with a great degree outside of soccer. And I mean, the Aggie network, you can't beat it. Having this ring, I mean, it's insane. I go home and tell my friends and they were like, what is this Aggie ring? Like, why is this such a big deal? Like, I'm not getting my class ring at my school. But I was like, you guys don't understand. Like, this, I'm set. I have so many options in my future now just because I was able to come here and get my degree and do well. So
That's right.
just all those reasons and so many positive factors.
That's awesome. It's so like encouraging to hear student athletes. Like I love just hearing the buy-in,
Yeah.
like y'all get it and it's awesome. And yeah, Aggies, the saying goes, Aggies help Aggies, and that's
Yeah,
so
for
true with
sure.
like job opportunities and
Yeah.
connections. The Aggie network is
hmm
incredible.
Every airport I'm ever at, if I have a Texas A&M backpack on, somebody is coming up saying "gig 'em" or "howdy, go Aggies," and I just think it's the coolest thing ever.
I would make bets that we're the friendliest campus.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, hands down.
Yeah.
Aggies are just they're great. I mean, obviously a little bias here. So what are you studying here at Texas A&M?
I'm studying allied health.
Awesome. And what are your goals with allied health?
So originally, I wanted to go to PA school, which is something that I still consider. But with the possibility of furthering my soccer career, I also have the idea of medical sales. My mom did it. She really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people who have gotten into it, and it just seems like something that would be right up my alley. So, doing that, I'll graduate in December and have one more year because it'll be in the end of my junior year. So, I'd love to do like a master's in the entrepreneurial leadership program. I think that would be really cool.
Good for you. Yeah. What specifically interests you about that master's program?
A lot of girls on our team have done it. Some of them work at TexAgs now. Allie Russell, Katie Smith. I know Carlina Sample did it. I feel like they've all come out with such great job opportunities from that, and just it opens up the door to so many possibilities. So I think that's like what's caught my eye with that.
Awesome. Good for you. Do you have any favorite classes right now at Texas A&M, or maybe a favorite class you've taken in the past?
I've had to take a lot of different health classes, just being a health major. And I can't pinpoint a specific one that was my favorite, but I've really enjoyed all of my health classes. I just feel like I've learned so much that even if I did not end up studying or taking a job in like the health or science aspect, I think I learned so much just about life when it came to like environmental health, um, just so many different aspects that you may not have realized before. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. So like you're learning things that are like helping you,
hmm
like nutrition
Yeah, be
and
a healthier
how to feel your
person.
body,
Yeah.
and that's I'm sure translating since you're a student athlete. I mean, that's beneficial for your time playing
Yeah.
soccer. So, how do you balance the demands of being both an athlete and a student? Like what's your tactics and like your structure? Like how do you structure your day? How do you study? How do you keep up with all of it, cuz it's a lot to be both an
Yeah.
athlete and a student.
I think it depends. In season, I feel like at the start of the season, it's a little slower. Classes are slower. So it's pretty easy to manage. By the end, when it's tournament time, we're traveling a ton. My mindset is just get it done. Like it's due. You have to do it, get it done. And I get it done to the best of my ability. We have help through Mindy, our Scholastic supervisor. I think that's her title. And then getting some sort of tutor help has helped a ton when I was in my harder sciences. So I think just using the resources we're given sooner than later has helped me a ton. And then the mindset of just get it done.
I'm glad you brought up resources because I actually wanted to ask you. I mean, 12 Pin Foundation donor contributions help support resources like
hmm
academic support, nutrition, mental health facilities, athletic training, things like that. So that was one of my questions for you: is are there any specific resources here at Texas A&M that have really made an impact on
Yeah,
your well-being and success?
I think that that side, the tutor, has helped me a ton. I think I've used one every single semester in one of my classes. So those were a key factor that really helped. And then nutrition. I mean, I feel like with our nutritionists, they've helped us so much, learn so much about our bodies. Each of us are different. We have to fuel a little bit differently. So that's been a huge help.
Do they work with you one-on-one to really make it individualized, or how does that work?
We meet with them when we first got here, and then if like somebody's having stomach issues or gluten-free, lactose intolerant, they'll kind of meet, and then as a team though, they'll discuss like what's important, how you should be eating before a game, after a game, in the morning, evening, depending on when practice is, when your next game is, fueling properly, hydrating. We do hydration testing, so supplements like our vitamins or collagen. So those have been super important and helpful.
So, Carolyn, a lot of our listeners on this podcast are 12 Pin Foundation donors who provide resources like we're just talking about, also
Mhm.
scholarship opportunities. I know you're a 1922 fund scholarship recipient. So,
Yes, ma'am.
what is your message to those people who are listening? Your message of why you're thankful for their level of support?
I'm just so thankful that people are so bought into our program and just like enjoy these student athletes and want to watch them succeed so badly that they're able to help us fund this. I think they're changing lives and they don't even know it. And I think that's just so important because sometimes they don't might not hear that, they just see it. So I just think it's so important to know how they're changing lives.
Absolutely. We're so thankful to every 12th Man Foundation donor who generously gives and supports our student athletes here at Texas A&M. Have you experienced any specific challenges during your time as a soccer student athlete? That any setbacks?
Yeah, so I've experienced a few injuries now. My freshman season, I tore my meniscus the day before we played Alabama in practice, and I was actually able to play the game on it, but then I was originally told I needed surgery immediately. And then we met with another doctor, and he was able to give me a PRP injection. So I was able to finish off the season and then get the surgery. And then I got that surgery in December after my freshman year. Yeah. And then we had a little bit of complication with like clotting in the knee, but not too much.
Oh,
Came
gosh.
back from that injury in the spring, started playing again in May, and then hurt my ankle midway last season. I was out for only a few weeks, so it wasn't too bad. Came back, finished the season, and then this spring I hurt my meniscus again. But again, wasn't bad. I was able to get an injection and not need surgery at all, which was literally amazing. And so came back from that after a few weeks. I would say those were my biggest setbacks for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you recovered from those. That's great.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we have an amazing support system. Our athletic trainers are amazing. The PT is amazing. I went through my knee surgery recovery with Taylor Palin. She was coming back from her foot surgery. So we were able to work off of each other because we were right around the same timeline, which was awesome.
How do you stay positive throughout those setbacks and those injuries? I'm sure it's disappointing, like what do you reinforce to yourself in those moments? Like, be patient with yourself because it takes time to heal. So,
Yeah, it takes time for sure. I think a big part of it was honestly the people I surrounded myself with. They helped me keep a positive mindset. And when I was down, going and meeting like with our strength coach, Ashley, she helped me keep a great mindset. Our PT, Reagan and Sherry, Allison, our athletic trainer, and then being with Taylor, just pushing each other to be a little bit better every day, but also giving ourselves grace. Like the first day you start running, you're not supposed to be as fit as you were. You're going to be gassed, and that's okay. And sometimes that was really hard to understand that I'm not supposed to be 100% back right now. But again, I think surrounding yourself with the right people was the biggest impact for me.
yeah, that's so true for life as well. Like
Yeah.
having a good support system, surrounding yourself with people who can keep you accountable
Mm-hmm.
is ideal and will
Yeah,
definitely set you up for
for sure.
success. How would you describe the team culture of this year's soccer team?
Oh, resilient and ready. Our word for the season is now or bring it now. So last season, we kind of started off with a bit of a shaky start, a couple losses, and those really impacted us when it came to RPI during tournament time. And so knowing that, like, now you're getting subbed in, now is the time to bring it, now is the time to go score. And so going in with that mindset, I think is huge. I think they're super resilient. We're able to come back, we're able to fight for wins, and I think that's so important. And I think our team chemistry is amazing. I think I would be comfortable going to any girl on the team if I was having some sort of problem in life, if I needed to go cry, laugh, whatever it is. And sometimes that's hard with this big of a group of girls. And I think that is amazing and attests to every single individual on the team and just their spirit and their want to win for every single person on this team, not just themselves.
Bring it now. I love it. I love it. Resilient and ready. What would you say to encourage, Aggie fans to come out and support?
We have great depth on this team and everybody wants to win. I mean, we were close to an SEC West ring last year, and I think now everybody's ready to go win it. I think our team is so excited, and I think the fans always help bring that extra bit of energy. In the 80th minute, we're tied 0-0. We need to go score. When the fans bring that energy, I think it helps bring us that energy, which is amazing.
You heard our 12th man. Get out there and support Aggie Soccer. Let's go. What does it mean for you to be a captain this year?
I think it just means leading by example. I don't think you put yourself on a pedestal above anybody. We're all teammates, but I think it just leading with example with the right intensity at every practice and every lift on and off the field, and being someone people are comfortable coming to talk to about problems on and off the field or any adversity that they're facing. And I think it also is, a blessing that I know I have that respect by my teammates to be named a captain by them. So that's also like, I have so much respect for them in that aspect.
Congrats to you. What an honor. That is a great accomplishment to be named that by your teammates. Absolutely. Were there any teammates you had when you were like a freshman that you really looked up to? Any captains?
Oh yeah. Carolina Sample and Katie Smith. They were amazing. I shadowed them basically, becoming a defender in college soccer, playing in the back line with them. They shaped me into who I am on the field, and then also showed me what it was like to be a leader on and off the field. And I still reach out to them and talk to them, and talked to Katie the other day about some things I should be doing as a captain. I think they're still great leaders to me to this day. So yeah, definitely the two of them.
You would say they were definitely leading by example, and now you're following in their footsteps.
Yeah, for sure.
To wrap up, Carolyn, can you share why you are proud to be a Fightin' Texas Aggie?
I am proud to be a Fightin' Texas Aggie because I'm just proud to be following in the footsteps that created this pathway, and the ability for us to be here before me, to just make those people proud, and then to continue in their footsteps and building a pathway for the younger generation for sure.
Carolyn Calzada on Answering the Call podcast. Carolyn, thank you again so much for being here today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Answering the Call, the official podcast of the 12th Man Foundation. A special shout out to our incredible podcast producer, Megan Hoffman, and to 12th Man Productions for their generous use of this studio. We also would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to every donor and season ticket holder for always answering the call through loyal support of Texas A&M Athletics and our student athletes. We will be back soon with more content. Thanks, and gig 'em.